Hello, how are you doing? You, yes you. I hope you're having a great day. Today I'm trying something different with my voiceover. I want it to be more conversational. We're both here enjoying this video, going on a trip. At the time of recording this, I'm not exactly sure how the end product will look. You may see my face, you may not. I'll decide during editing. Also, I'll be looking at the footage while I'm talking, but we're still here, we're still having a conversation. Be sure to stay until the end. I'll provide some quick tips on how to make the most of your time in Geneva. If you haven't seen part 1, I'll leave the link in the description. Go check it out and come back. It provides all the good context that you need for this video and it's a trip to Paris. Now, let's go to Geneva. This was my first trip to Geneva. At the beginning of the year, during less trying times, my goal was to visit 3 new countries this year. Well, we'll see about that. But I was super excited because within the first month of the year, I was able to visit a new country. The first night, my classmates and I went out for a fondue. We got a recommendation from a friend for a local authentic fondue restaurant. But heads up, authentic fondue is not what you think. It does not include vegetables and meat and other fun dippables. It's hot cheese and bread. Now, hot cheese and bread are delicious, but it's safe to say that my group and I expected to have a little more variety in our choice of dippables. Food was delicious though, and it was hilarious that there was a table next to us with another foreigner couple, and they had vegetables and all these fun things to dip in their fondue. And when we asked the waiter what that was, where was that on the menu, he said that's the foreigner version. And we'd come for authentic fondue, so we were quite conflicted with what we saw and what we had on our own table.
Make a video like
make a travel video.
At the hotel we stayed at, I enjoyed multiple days of delicious yogurt and toppings and coffee. Yum. The next day, we visited the World Health Organization headquarters. Their primary role is to direct and coordinate international health within the United Nations system. This was a very special trip for me. In high school, I was a part of Model United Nations, and every year I wanted to be in the World Health Organization. Good times. Good times. High school was great. After visiting the World Health Organization, we visited the United Nations office, which is in walking distance. On our way, we saw a group of people from the Democratic Republic of Congo demonstrating. I couldn't understand what they were saying very well at the time, and I'm not well versed in the area, but it was quite apparent that they were unhappy with either the action or the lack of action by the United Nations. I believe Congolese protesters were upset over the United Nations and government soldiers not preventing an extremist militia attack in late 2019. This was an interesting juxtaposition. Right in front of the United Nations, you're seeing this group of protesters. I think this is important and it reminds us that we need to think critically about our established institutions and always push for better policies and programs. Over the weekend, we had some free time. It was awesome to spend time around Lake Geneva and the Geneva water fountain. We spent hours just walking and enjoying the day. During warmer months, you can even enjoy public beaches along Lake Geneva. I'm not a duck. I'm a swan or a goose or something. And you're so curious. Hi, you're so beautiful. Just chill in Geneva? Is this your home? And as you can see, I was a huge fan of the birds that populate the area around the fountain and the lake. What? We then visited the International Labor Organization, and this may have been my favorite place that we visited during the trip. The International Labor Organization, or ILO, is a United Nations agency whose mandate is to advance social and economic justice through setting international labor standards. It was founded in 1919 under the League of Nations and is the first and oldest specialized agency of the United Nations. I learned a lot during this trip and saw the history and strength of my hometown of Memphis, Tennessee, highlighted on the world stage. Hello, I'm here at the International Labor Organization in Geneva, Switzerland, and it's pretty awesome. There is an exhibit on sanitation workers, and Memphis is proudly featured. It's really quite amazing to see Memphis here, all the way in Geneva, and I'm so proud of my hometown. So happy to see it represent. Now it's time for some quick tips for visiting Geneva. Tip number 1, cross the border. An awesome thing about Geneva is its proximity to France. You can literally walk across the border, but be sure to have your passport and any necessary visa documents. There are a lot of hiking, nature, and skiing opportunities just a stone's throw away. Tip number 2, be honorable. When you stay at a hostel, hotel, or campsite, you get a free transportation card. And with this card, you can access the entire Geneva public transportation system, including boats, auto taxis, trams, everything. Please don't forget your pass though. Geneva's transportation system, the TPG, works on an honor system. I haven't witnessed this, but it is possible for a controller to enter any mode of public transportation and check to make sure everyone has a valid ticket. If you don't have a valid ticket, they will charge you the equivalent of approximately $100 US. If you don't have the money on hand, they will look at your ID, take your information, and mail you a higher fine. I'm not sure how this works for foreigners, but I wouldn't test it. Tip number 3, eat food from different cultures. While Swiss cuisine is delicious, it can be very expensive. Even coming from Paris, I was surprised by the prices. But I was able to find delicious food and better prices by trying food from different cultures. All the portions I received were large, fresh, and delicious. Thank you for watching. The third and final part of the series will be out soon. I'm also starting to emerge from my apartment, so look forward to more vlogs. Be sure to gently press the like button, leave me a comment, subscribe, and turn on post notifications. I'll SAC you in the next video.